Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Oluwanimifishe. I reside in Lagos and I also work in Lagos as an administration and operations manager for a catering brand in Lagos. This is my first video that is not a worship section. I already had intention that I was going to record a full-length video, or let me say that I stated in my channel that this channel is not only for worship section, it's also for vlogs and every other thing in between. So today I want to talk about a 14 days catering job that I took, what I learned from the job, and what I saw during the job. Stay with me. In January, I got an update from an old colleague of mine that we went to theater school together. So she told me that I could do welfare on set. I mean, cook for cast and crew and all of that. So I'm like, okay, this is a good idea. I run a cake and catering business, so why not do something like that? And then this conversation started with the person, and after that I asked how many meals. I'm going to attach some screenshots. If I'm not able to attach on the video, I'm going to attach in the comment section so that we all can read and understand. I asked how many meals we're going to be preparing. This person said 3 meals. However, she stated that we should work on options. My understanding of option is that I won't actually be telling them what to eat. So on their meal timetable, we have rice or yam, which means if they are not eating rice, they are eating yam. 3 meals per day. But on the day of production, the first day, I got to realize that it is not rice or yam, it is rice and yam. 2 meals in the morning, 2 meals in the afternoon, 2 meals at night. However, during our conversation at one point, I was stating that, can we do one option? Instead, because of the time frame, they wanted breakfast to be ready as early as 8 a.m. for 60 people, 55 people, depending on what amount of number of cars that they have per day. Lunch, same thing, and dinner, same thing. It was on the day of production, the first day, that I realized that it is 2 meals per time, which means they might have rice and stew, and then they're having yam and sauce in the morning, and it has to be ready before 8 a.m. This job, I had made plans that I was going to cook by myself, because what is 55 people food that I cannot prepare? So I didn't make plans for extra chef, I didn't make plans for extra hands, except that I made plans for assistants, in the sense that when I'm done cooking, I can serve myself. She just needs to clean up after me, and then we'll move to lunch. But on the first day, I realized that, this is going to be messy. So I got shocked when I realized that I'm going to be making 6 meals for 200,000 naira. How am I supposed to divide that workmanship? That was a total loss. Funny enough, for a 14 days, 200,000 naira was already a loss for 3 meals, right? It was already a loss. Now, realizing that I have to make 6 meals, that's a total loss, total mess, total failure. However, I didn't allow all of this to, deviate me or stop me from giving this job all of my best. On the first day of the job, it was quite messy. I was trying to find my food, no doubt. On the second day of the job, it was also a little bent. It was not too straight. I was at the market when I received a message from this person that gave me the job, name withheld for security reasons. I received a message that, people don't like the food and all that, and they are not sure what's happening, this and that. I said, okay, I'm at the market to get perishables, because pepper is not what I can stock in my house, knowing fully well that electricity supply in Nigeria is quite worse and bad. So I have to go to market every day to get pepper, to get meat, to get fish, basically perishables. I have every other food stuff bought and preserved. So she told me that, we need to only get what we are going to use for that afternoon. That afternoon is going to be the judge if I was going to continue cooking, or if they are going to take the job from me, calculate how much is left and give it to somebody else. I said, okay, I have At the time, I had gotten a chef. I have an old schoolmate who we went to school together during our ND days, who is a private chef. So he saw my post and said, "Oh, call us for dates." And I'm like, I don't have money to hire a private chef to come and cook for a 14 days job that I'm already running at loss. So he said, "No, I just want to come support you." However, it is a paid job, not like it was free, but he bidded for it. I said, "Okay, come." Then he was cooking at the time that I was at the market. So that day, the lunch was sent to them, and they said, "Oh, this is better," and all that. Okay. Then I now had to go back to the market to get perishables that I need for dinner, because she stated that I should not get them. That's an extra expenses. And that was how we got into it. One time they are complaining about, oh, the salt. Another time, we don't want onions. The next time, we don't want oil. So every day we were filled with different complaints. There was no time that they saw something and took their eyes away from it. No, this is not me trying to blame them. But as much as we were trying to do better, every day I'm on my team, I'm telling them, oh, reduce the salt or reduce the whatever. Because at each of these food, before we send them out, people taste the food to know what level. So there was no food that was sent out without tasting. However, we still get complaints. Oh, we don't like the sauce, they should reduce it. The spice, they should reduce it. We don't want onions, we don't want oil. And every day, each complaint, we make sure that we handle it correctly, so that we don't come back to that same complaint, right? And then it continued like that. Then it got to a point where they will say, oh, we don't want rice, we ate rice yesterday, help us change it. Now there was a meal timetable that was worked on, and we had ingredients based on what was worked on. But the person in charge of the welfare would just come and remove food, change food, and she probably didn't think that changing food will affect the ingredient that we have on ground, will affect the prep time, will affect the delivery time. She probably did not know, because this happened to us not once, not twice, that they are constantly change food, swapped food, and all of that. Then at the point she kept on complaining that, oh, you want this thing is not standard enough. I charged 200,000 naira again. Most importantly, the whole 14 days, there were 60 people. Sometimes we make 55, other times we make 50, depending. But 50 is like the least that we've made. And the food stuff that we had at home, according to my calculation, would only last for 3 meals, not the 60 meals per day. Which means that we had to work on another budget. So when I worked on, the first budget was 3,057,000 naira. And of course it was enough if it was one meal. But because it was two meals, right? We had to work on another budget. And when I worked on the budget, it was 1.5,080,000 naira. Total was not up to 4.3 million naira. But she said, oh, she cannot get 1.5 million 80,000 naira. So she said she wants us to work around 1.2. And sincerely, because it is my fault that I didn't do my costing well, I said, okay, that's fine. She didn't tell me that pomo was not an option of protein for her. So because meat became expensive, pepper became expensive, a lot of things went over the board in the space of 14 days, and it affected our costing a lot. So I had to shorten things that I get, swap proteins and all that, reduce what I get, to just make sure that I didn't go back to her to ask for money. So all of this were going on. And then, as a matter of fact, there was a day that I was taking food to the car for delivery. I fell. It was raining. I fell that day. And there was time that I had injury. I sustained injury for like 12 days of the production. And I was going to market every day. I was on my team. We were working back to back, like with evidence that this has to be a success. But it just felt like the more that we tried, the more she saw nothing. Nothing. So she would come, send message and all that. Okay. And we kept on pushing and pushing and pushing. Day 1, day 3, day 5, day 7, and day 8, like that. So one fateful day at night, I think past 10, I think that was day 10 or day 9. It was past 10. I was tired, fact, and everything. I had not, for the 14 days, I don't think I used my phone cumulatively up to like 3 days. I was not even eating. I was feeding on liquid because my taste gland was bad. I was tired. I was exhausted mentally, physically, emotionally, name it. I just wanted the job to to pass, to just go. I wanted to have my life back because it felt like the job was taking so much from me and I was getting nothing in return. I also didn't remember to calculate waste management. So I paid for waste management with my money because I wanted to meet up with the production and all that. I got the chef that I told you about earlier. I paid him for 1 week. I had to get another caterer to join the extra 2 hands that I had at home. I'd gotten extra 2 cooks with that my old schoolmates. That's 3. And when he left for work, I got another caterer plus the 2 cooks. That's 3 again. And I got extra assistants. I paid for all of this workmanship, except for the second week when I included payments for chef. And because she reduced it to 1.2 instead of 380,000, no, 1.5 million 80,000 naira, I still had to pay for those extra hands. Do you understand? I had to pay for those extra hands. And all of this, I didn't calculate it. I didn't say anything. I didn't even inform them that, oh, this is what's going on, because I had already made mistake with my calculation. So telling them about an extra hands or extra payment is going to probably land in crisis and all that. Do you get? So I paid for waste management, paid for caterers, paid for cook, paid for waste management, paid for water. Everything I paid for was about 140,000 naira, excluding my workmanship. So let's remove 140,000 naira from my 200,000 workmanship. So it only appears that I did that work for free and I also included my money. Now, on the flip side, I didn't feel bad for all of this. Why? I gained experience, I gained knowledge, I also understand time management. I also understood that in catering, it's important to ask questions again and again. Next time now, when somebody tells me, oh, we are going to give them options, in my head, I already know that it is not just yam or rice. It is yam and rice, which means I'm going to charge them for two meals accurately. And before I charge them accurately, I will also ask questions. Is it 2 meals that we are cooking per day? I will charge them for 2 meals for my own workmanship. I will charge them for extra hands, which is the cook. I'll charge them for cleaner. I'll charge them for waste management. I'll charge them for water. Another thing that I got to understand was my old school colleague told me that that kind of deal has to be charged per plate. Got so good, the person in charge of the welfare team asked me one time that if you're going to calculate how much we have paid, how much does our food cost per plate? Ladies and gentlemen, per plate costed 2,310 naira. That is not an average per plate. In Nigeria, per plate is 3,000 to 3,500 naira. So at the end of the day, I didn't charge outrageously. I didn't make excess money. I didn't do anything out of the line to appear like a thief or like I was exaggerating or I don't know. It didn't just work. So I realized that okay, I didn't just short charge myself. In fact, it was a lot of things. But the only painful thing there was that as much as everybody was on their toes to make sure that this production was a success, she didn't see it at all. She went to the person that referred me. I don't know the hurtful words that she said to her, but according to the person that referred me, this production spoiled that relationship. And I felt so bad because did I put so much work into this? Why did I put everybody on their toes? Why did I spend extra 140,000 naira? Why did I work at loss? And everything for 14 days went down the drain. You didn't appreciate it, you didn't see any of it, and you went back to the person that referred me. You will not pay for 2,310 naira meal and expect 5,000 naira standard. When I sent the budget, it's very simple. She should have said, are you sure that this budget will cover for the standard that I want, or this budget is far below what can do what we want? Please check again. Then I would have asked more questions. And no, again and again, I'm not blaming her for my excesses. I see it as my excesses. However, that was my first major job for catering. I bake cakes, I make food plates, I make food platters, I make food trays. And I've also cooked for Christmas, cooked for New Year, for people, 30 people, 40 people. But at a stretch like that, I had not done it before. So I understood that it is the first time. I understand that all mistakes are meant to happen. I don't feel bad about it. I don't feel bad that, oh, I was short-charged, or I short-charged myself. I didn't feel bad that, oh, I run at loss. I've learned my lessons. And going forward, I know how to do my costing better. I know how to do my breakdown better. I know what questions to ask. I know when to ask it, and I know how to do better. I'll post the screenshot on at the comment section so that we all can see what conversations look like at the point. Most importantly, there was a day that we served fried yam. She stated that she wanted fried yam, and because I know the kind of food that fried yam can be, we decided to, give everyone 6 to 5 pieces. Then she sent a voice note to the group stating that I was wicked, and that was not nice on people that have been working since morning, same people that ate breakfast and lunch. That why would I give them 5 pieces of yam? That day I was frustrated. I wrote a piece too, because I'm like, what do you mean by I'm being wicked and it's not fair on them? I don't even eat food that they cook. I don't feed on anything. I've been feeding on liquids for the past 10-12 days. So why would I sell them 5 to 6 pieces of yam because of wickedness? That is not it. You complained about food wastage, and we've been working on our portioning. So how is 5 to 6 pieces of fried yam that can be tiring a wickedness, an act of wickedness to people? She read all of those messages and did not respond. Of course, I was not expecting response from her. Another day that she triggered me like that was when she sent me a voice note requesting for custard oats before the production started. And in my initiative, I was like, who serves oat on set? Who serves custard on set? However, so it wouldn't be like, oh, she asked for something, I didn't do it. Then I worked on custard. Ladies and gentlemen, these people didn't drink the custard. Guess who received the heat? Me. She came to me and said, oh, custard would never have worked in the first place. Who serves custard on set? I have a voice note where she requested for custard and oats. So I'm the one that received the heat for listening to her instruction. She also requested for akara. Need I tell you that akara was made, and she complained that nobody ate it? See, I could go on and on and on, but again, the cause of this video is not to put blame on anyone. I've learned my lesson. I know what to do better. I'm just putting this out in case you want to go into catering, or you want to learn something about catering, or see, you just need that knowledge. Catering is not beans, and if you would work on set or outside set or for anything, I would advise that please do your costing very well, ask questions very well, and also when you do your market analysis, remember to tell them that markets can change, and when market prices changes, they need to include, or they need to increase their budgets. So I'll see you guys later. I'll start posting videos of the meals that we made later. I'll see you guys, and thank you for listening to my vlog, or listening to my rant, or listening to my practical. I'll see you next time again. Bye.